Constantino. Pound for pound.
Constantino Garcia here with a quick message. Don't forget to click the link in my description to watch Virgil Ortiz versus Mean Machine this Saturday on DAZN. Talk about Errol Spence, tore retina. He had to pull out of the fight from the Pacquiao fight. So talk about that, Pita.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Errol was on his way, I believe, to a completely dominating win against Pacquiao. I thought he was gonna win. If he didn't stop him late, he was gonna win a fight that's 9 rounds to 3, 10 rounds to 2. He's just gonna completely outbox him and just outclass him. He's just too young, I believe, he's in his prime. Pacquiao's on his way out already. Even the fight against Keith Thurman, Pacquiao dropped him and won the first 6. The last 6 got tough for him. Yeah. And Keith Thurman is nowhere near the level of Errol Spence. And that was already more than 2 years ago, probably. So Pacquiao's even more downhill. And it got taken away from him. So now Ugas goes in there, and whatever happens. But I believe that fight was going to be huge for Errol because of the big pay-per-view it was going to sell. They were going to have a big crowd in Vegas. I think the fight was. Yeah. They were going to have a big crowd. It was going to sell a lot of pay-per-views, and Errol was, I think, going to dominate. So kind of puts his career on hold. Now he has to wait. If Ugas comes out with the victory, I believe him beating Ugas isn't nowhere near the level of him beating Pacquiao. So it kind of sucks. It kind of takes a few steps back. I'm sure they had a plan for him. If he were to beat Pacquiao, then they go negotiate the fight with Terrence Crawford and stuff. And coming off of a big win against Pacquiao, big pay-per-view, big show like that, they have more leverage and stuff. So I believe this. It sucks, and it takes him a few steps back. But he's a great fighter. He'll come back.
Peter, you've game planned against Spence with Mikey and game planned against Pacquiao with a bunch of guys, like Margarito, Brendan Rios, like all those guys. Well, would you say one guy's harder to game plan for than the other?
When Brandon and Margarito fought Pacquiao, I wasn't helping out my dad at that time. But obviously there was a lot of times when my dad would be at home watching film, and I would watch it with him sometimes. And at that time he was different, man. It was just like, you've never seen something like that from a fighter, jumping in and out, the angles, the power, the speed, just everything overall is just something like that it was different. Like, I remember watching when he fought Margarito and when he fought Brandon, dude was just all over the place and throwing combinations from different angles, and it's just a different type of fighter. Errol is more traditional, uses his jab, uses his range, his distance, and but just as tough too, because he's so quick, he's so big and long for the weight class, hard to hit him. So they're both equally difficult, but just in different ways.